Liquor Talk, a brand new episode starts now. Welcome everybody to another edition of Liquor Talk. We have hit the fourth quarter of Liquor Talk season. Season 4 is coming to an end, and these are the final episodes, ladies and gentlemen. And ladies and gentlemen, podcasting out of Atlanta, my guest tonight did not get hit with a RICO charge. Thank God she didn't. Everybody
Thank
get
God.
hit in Atlanta, but she brings the enchanting vibes from host. She's the host of the Enchantress Soul Radio. It's beautiful Enchantress Carter in the house tonight. How you doing, Miss Enchantress? And welcome
Thank
to Liquor
you.
Talk.
Thank you. I am doing wonderful. Thank you so much for having me.
I definitely appreciate you for coming on. And like I said, I'm happy you didn't get hit with the charges because that's what everybody was talking about. What the hell is
Man,
going on in Atlanta?
listen, I first off, I I would love to say that I'm shocked, but the problem that we have a lot of times with the rappers, especially in Atlanta, is trying to still prove a point that they are still street or they're still real or 100 and they dibbling and dabbling in things they ain't got no business doing. It's so unfortunate. It wasn't even necessary for them to do that. Like, um, I feel sorry for them that they felt like they had to.
Yeah, I feel sorry for him too, but I was looking at it. It says it was dating back to 2012. So my question
Oh,
really is like, why the hell y'all wait till they're making? But now it gives some logic to what people are saying, which is
yeah.
they wait till you make it, wait till you change in your life, you turn around and you're gaining wealth and building programs for people, and then they
Yep.
want to hit you with the charges.
Exactly. That's so true. Because both Young Thug and Gunner had bailed out a lot of people from Fulton County Jail, which is
Yeah, I heard that
overcrowded
story.
and uh-huh. So I don't know if that pissed them off, like putting black men back with their families or what happened. But yeah, 2012, they wasn't even anywhere close to where they are now. Like, that's sad.
That is so sad. And then of
Mhm.
course they got the black D up there. I'm like, God
Mm.
damn, it just had
Man,
to
that's
be
I
like that.
hated that. I was like, really? That made me mad to see a sister's face up there. Like, oh, okay.
I'm like, y'all just had to put her up there and make her look like the damn puppet. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
make her now she might be hated in the black community because now you're like you putting these brothers in jail.
Absolutely. Yeah, because I definitely was side eyeing her. So,
I think we all were.
mm-hmm.
And she was talking about something we using their song lyrics and stuff. I'm like, wow, this is
I
this is
swear.
ridiculous.
That's so crazy. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's so unfortunate.
it is so unfortunate. It definitely is unfortunate that people they wait till you change your life to go
Mm-hmm.
ahead and hit you with the charges as well. I'm just like, it's sad.
It is.
And also prayers up for Buffalo because there were some people that of white supremacists, the young person filmed himself going into a store shooting black people. I'm like, you know what? This is ridiculous. It
It
is
is.
2022 and we still gotta deal with this shit.
It's so sad. This is one thing I even talked about this on my show a while ago. I think it was 2020 when I talked about it, but I'm just tired of this topic. It's over and over year after year after year, and I really don't. I'm at a loss. I don't even know what the solution is anymore because it's not us. We're not doing anything wrong except for in their eyes being black. So um yeah, it's heartbreaking. I feel so horrible for the families who have to deal with something like that to, you know, your child or a loved one is going to the store and they can't even be safe, going to the store. Like, because of their skin tone.
Yeah, it's like I'm just like, And then a solution would be it's like we start carrying guns to protect ourselves. They're gonna be trying to outlaw that.
Exactly.
They're gonna be trying
Hmm.
to find out a way around that. And then if a black person defends themselves, they're gonna be trying to put us in jail. I'm like,
Exactly. It's
instead of
it's
correcting the
scary.
problem.
Yep, because that's what I know. Like most militant black people, they kind of encourage you to have your own weapons, but that part is scary because they shoot us for having cell phones that look like guns. So if we have a
Mhm.
gun, like we to me carrying around a gun where it's visible makes us more of a target. Like so that's why I say I'm at a loss because I don't the solution that I would think is very radical, but it would get us killed because we already it's already a crime to be black. So carrying bearing arms while black, even though it's a right, is more of a crime.
Yeah, it is, and it's
Hmm.
sad just where we at today that we can't even do nothing in this country without worry about getting shot at. Not to mention
Hmm.
we've had to deal with the systematic racism, whether it's
Yep.
we got to deal with going to a doctor's office or going to buy real estate. It's so much
Yes,
we got to deal with just being black. It's overwhelming at times, but black people
it
listen to
is.
this. We got to stay strong. We have to
We do.
continue to stay strong.
Absolutely. Yeah, it is racism is everywhere. Like you said, in the hospitals, um, loan offices, all of that. You stand a chance of being denied for just a quality life period because of being black. And I've actually went through that myself of experiencing racism in the healthcare system. So I definitely know what that feels like when your life is at danger and it's like, I remember seeing something. I think medical students said that they were taught, this is way back, that black people have a higher tolerance for pain. So like to not take when they say they're hurting as serious. Um, they were teaching this in medical school. This was like a long, long time ago. But that basically if a black person is saying that they're hurting, it's not as much as if a white person was saying they're hurting because black people have a different tolerance. And it's weird, but yeah, it's like taken very lightly.
It really is, and which is why they're gonna hate me for saying this, which is why I'm strongly for us going to our black doctors in our cities, so wherever city,
Hmm.
yeah, you gotta find you a black doctor, find you a black therapist, hell, find you a black
Hmm.
banker, find black
Oh
everything.
yeah. Yep, I'm all for it, especially if you're going to a therapist. I talked about that with a friend of mine who's a therapist. It's to me, it's very important to choose a black therapist and doctor. Uh, my doctor is African, so as black as you can get. So
Hey, them
because
Africans be knowing tips. I know you see them on
yes,
TikTok. They be dropping some dimes on TikTok.
yeah, exactly. So but especially with therapy, you talk about your mental health, like it's no shade to anyone white, but they're not going to be able to fully understand the black experience. If I'm going through some type of stress or trauma as a black woman or you as a black man, a white woman or white man is not, they can empathize with it, but they're not going to fully understand it.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And like I said, it's no shade to any white person listening to this. It's like because we get it, we know there are some white people that are they're sick of this shit too. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
it's what we have to go through, and we gotta take all these damn steps and precautions.
Yeah.
But let's get into it. We 9 minutes in, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and pull up some look if you have done so. This is Liquor Talk. The more you drink, the better we sound. We got the beautiful Enchantress Carter here. Tell us about your platform and how you got started.
Thank you. So, Enchanted Soul Radio actually started in November of 2020, and it was because of the pandemic. I actually was doing getting like my start into motivational speaking, and of course, the lovely pandemic, COVID-19,
Uh,
decided to rain on my little parade. I had started the year 2020 already being booked for 4 events. And then all of those events, of course, got canceled because of the pandemic. So I didn't want to wait any longer. I thought, I had already waited too long with self doubt and just being around toxic people that were not encouraging me. Like I would say, share my dream, like, oh, I think I want to do this. Like I feel this strong calling to do this. And then I would get shut down and I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't. I was second guessing myself. But 2020 was the year that I said, yeah, no more. Let me go ahead and um, find a way that is pandemic proof that I can still connect with people. So I literally started my podcast in a week because it was already like sitting in my head. So I just went ahead. The name was already just there, Enchanted Soul Radio. And then I just got the ball rolling. And ever since then, I've been going.
that's real. That's real.
So,
Now, tell the people about how you came about that. You said a podcast was the right way to go for you. Like, I know we were in
mhm.
a pandemic and stuff, but
Yeah.
what made you say, I want to just go ahead and just get this thing started?
Well, because of the motivational speaking, I felt like the conversations that I was having or the topics that I was talking about, it was just a podcast was the right platform for it. I was already doing like Facebook lives and Instagram lives, but I wanted things for people to just come back to and engage with me on. And the podcast is kind of like a timeless stuff. Unless I delete the work, it's going to be there for everybody to reach it. And also it reaches more people than just my followers. Like I have people that are in different countries that listen to my podcast. So I wanted to be able to reach as many people as possible in the most effective way. And the podcast seemed like the best option.
That's real. That's real. Shout out to
Mhm.
everybody that's not in America that be listening to Look at Talk, and of course, Enchantress Soul Radio. Shout
Mhm.
out to everybody around the world listening to this. I hope y'all pouring up to the sounds of Look at Talk. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yes.
well, how do you feel like you've grown since you started the podcast?
Oh my God. So, so much. I guess like not realizing um who my audience was. Like I knew I was talking to people who needed to be healed, but when I started getting people reaching out to me, telling me how much I impacted them, it definitely made me more aware and more intentional with when I'm having these conversations. Also, like I feel like empathy is already my superpower, but I try to be more empathetic when I'm discussing certain topics where I'm including as many people as possible in the conversation. So when I'm talking about different things, I may give examples from different perspectives. So not everyone feels left out. And of course, I can't please everyone, but I try to look at it from all angles.
I feel you. I feel you.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned that too. You can't please everyone. Just if you
Mm-hmm.
had to listen to the naysayers, you just would just be far behind because it's like
Mm-hmm.
everybody's no matter how perfect you are or how much you put work into it, somebody gonna find something wrong. And then at this point,
Absolutely.
I'm just like, look, I'm gonna look at you because there are more people pat you on the back than there are finding something wrong too. Because I'm just gonna look at you at a certain point in time.
Oh,
So.
yeah. Exactly.
So, what's something about podcasting you wish you would have known before you got started?
Whew. Probably, um, let's see. Consistency is very, very much important. Um, so I guess I wish I would have known that it's really even when you're not on the air, that you're still working. So whether it's promoting your stuff, like you got to constantly be engaged. And uh, yeah, so I wish I I knew before that it is more than just that hour or so a week that you're on the air. Like, so, or however often, you're doing the podcast. For me, it's every Wednesday, but uh, every now and then I've had to take a break, a week or two off so that I can breathe and woosah because I have so much stuff going on.
Yeah, I definitely feel you on that. And honestly, what helped me was just recording episodes on top of recording episodes. That way, I could just
Hmm.
go ahead and put them out there. So that way, it's like, hey, we're good this week. I could just take time to relax and do what I need to do. So,
Yeah.
sometimes if you take a long period of time, you'll get that issue to record again. So,
Yeah. Yep. That's true.
so,
Yeah,
so
man.
yeah. So, talk to me about Are you? I know you're in Atlanta right now. I know you
Hmm.
connect with any other Atlanta podcasts because I know a handful of people in the A right now that be podcasting.
Yes, yes. I've so far I've only connected with Pillow Talk. Um and that's Queen who runs that Pillow Talk podcast. And yeah, I don't think the other ones that I've connected with are in Atlanta.
Mhm.
Um and that's so weird. Like I reach out to people to connect with them, but yeah, most of the people I've connected with are not in Atlanta.
Yes, I can relate to that. And also
Hmm.
shout out to Q from Pillow Talk with the T. She's gonna be a future guest on Liquor Talk again. She'll be making a return
Yay!
episode. So and also I'm gonna be a guest on her podcast. Those episodes will be coming soon. So I feel
Yes.
you. It's like that, and I feel the personal growth for me was not looking at my people in Florida because most of my people are all over the place. If you look at everybody I've recorded with, they everywhere, because
Hmm.
for some reason, people where you at, they're not really gonna fuck with you like that.
No, it's so weird. So, I mean, they'll tell me if they see me out and about because I'll cover like live events and stuff, and it's like, oh my god, I love you, I love your energy, we got to connect, and then I may follow up, and it's like nothing. So I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, but in person they love me.
I feel you. I definitely feel you on that. Like I tell people I do a podcast in person. Oh yeah, yeah, they won't connect, but then you don't really hear from them. I'm like, yeah, you might be tuned in, but hey, are you really tuned
Hmm.
in though? So I
Right.
definitely feel that, and we just look to improve on that. So I understand you. I don't know if you want to spill the beans, but I
Hmm.
understand you got a big move coming. What makes you want to go out to Texas?
Oh goodness, yeah, I guess I will. I've been real hush hush about this. Um, you know what? I'm big on following my intuition, and for years now, I've been wanting to move to Texas, and I don't know what it is, but it's something that's calling me, and I don't want to not listen to myself. And I've done some research on, what's out there, what's to do because I am not a homebody at all. Like I got to be out, I got to be at somebody's brunch. Um I have to find someone who does massage therapy, all of this other stuff or whatever. I need to be out and about. So I found a lot of stuff and I start getting excited as I'm doing all of this searching, and I'm like, okay, I think this could be home. And I feel something is telling me that's where my tribe is.
That's real.
Mhm.
By the way, shout out to this place I had brunch at. By the way, you can check that out on my personal Instagram, ladies and gentlemen. But
Mhm.
shout out to this place. That brunch was good as hell. But I definitely agree with you on Texas because Florida then became the most expensive place to live. Now I'm like, I didn't see that
Wow.
coming. I
Yeah.
didn't see for my home state becoming the most expensive place to live. So, and I'm thinking, I got a lot of connections out there in Texas. So I need to make a trip out to Houston to see what it's like to get a feel for
Mhm.
it. So, or maybe even Dallas. I have no idea because
Yeah. I heard Dallas is really nice too.
yeah, but I heard Dallas is a lot smaller than Houston from what I heard.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
But like I said, I'll definitely check it out. I've done a lot of podcasts with people out in Houston as well. Shout out to
Mhm.
those people as well. So, staying with you, what's something about podcasting you wish you would have known before you got started?
Before I got started. Hmm. Um I'm going to say probably like all of the marketing and work that goes into it before you get, to a place where you'll have like an assistant and everything. I've had to become a graphic designer, a marketing specialist, uh just everything. Be a great writer, although I'm naturally a writer, but just being able to like write mock-ups up of like my vision of a show and all of that stuff. It's definitely wearing many hats. But I one thing that has helped me is that I already like dabble in entrepreneurship beforehand. So I'm used to wearing many hats. Um, so it wasn't as difficult as it probably would have been had I not already had that experience doing that.
That's real. That's real. Now, I
Mhm.
probably should have asked you this from the beginning, but how did you come up with the Enchantress personality and stuff? How did that come about?
It's so weird. It just it came to me in 2019. I've been going by Enchantress since the spring of 2019. I had Now I'm embarrassed that I took this person back, but they're no longer in my life now. But I went through a breakup with a toxic person, and I was feeling like as powerful as I could possibly feel. And I remember talking to a friend of mine. I was like, chick, I'm feeling real magical. Like they need to call me Enchantress moving forward. And then it just stuck. And I was like, I like that, Enchantress. I changed my name on Facebook and everything. Like it's Enchantress now. So and that just it went. Everybody was like, "Oh, that fits you, Enchantress." Like so, people who knew me, they were like, "It fit me." My family, everything. They were like, "Yeah, I can. That goes with you." Thank you.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that. If only I
Mhm.
could come up with a name that fits me, that I might have to because I was watching the Magic Johnson documentary this past
Uh-huh.
week, and it's like he really changed once that Magic came out. He just was making shit happen. I said, "Damn, I need to find
Yep.
something new," but it'll come
That
in due time. I'm not rushing there
It
anytime.
will, cause it was so. I promise, it was so natural. It wasn't like I was sitting trying to figure out a name for myself. I was just having a conversation and boom, and I was like, yeah, they got a ring to it. That's Yeah, I feel like Enchantress.
Yeah, they definitely got a ring to it, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Liquor Talk. The more you drink, the better we sound. Go ahead and subscribe to both platforms if you haven't done so already. Go ahead and click that link and go ahead and tell a friend to click a link on both profiles. Support black creatives out here because we are out here grinding, y'all.
Yes.
This shit ain't easy, y'all. We need to support y'all.
Yes, indeed.
Now, I finally had a lady to talk to about this, so another lady to talk to about this. But
Mhm.
I was watching Atlanta this past week, the episode where they showed Kevin Samuels as the guy who gave back and stuff, and it got me
Mhm.
wondering. And also, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels will say that
Mhm.
again from a woman's perspective. Like, why? What do you think when you see people, women, your fellow sisters that were just mocking him and happy he died or gloating about his death and stuff? I'm like, are you
Mhm.
serious? This was a
Yeah.
man that died, and y'all sitting here gloating about it.
I can say one thing. It's a few. It's layers to this. I definitely don't agree with making a mockery of someone's death. But because I do try to understand everybody's point of view, I also understand why. Um, I personally wouldn't do it. Um, but like I said, I think it's layers to it. So for one, Black people don't take nothing seriously. Like with It's
Really?
rare. Like for you see it all on the internet. Stuff be happening, and if you look in the comment section, it'll be a serious topic, and people have made a comedy section in the in the comment section. The comment section is for pure comedy. It's like, oh, let me see what everybody else is saying, and then it's people cracking jokes like about whatever. it just doesn't make any sense. Or let's say it's something on the news and they spotted a can of soup in the shot or something. They're gonna make a joke about that can of soup when the can of soup had nothing to do with the topic. Like, I've just noticed that from our community. I do think it's a way that we deal with pain and trauma though as well. Like, it's a defense mechanism. Instead of being sad about something, we're going to make a joke about it, or find a way to laugh about it. Um for the women who are not, I know a lot of people, because it is a man's death, they want them to feel like sad about the person. But you have to understand, most women have been introduced to Kevin Samuels in a way that was more misogynistic and insulting and putting down Black women. And I understand that he has other content, but we're usually not going to dig for the angel when we've already seen the devil, basically. So we just get in this clip of him, we're not gonna be like, I wonder what other type of content he has. He's probably doing something more than this. So I associate it with if my someone who really hated me passed away and we weren't close, I wouldn't see myself like mourning or like praying for their family, so to speak. I'm not going to be like, haha, he or she is dead. But um, I also wouldn't be in a place where I would do a fake, prayer, because that's one thing that I hate. Like, if something happens to me, I do not want people who don't like me saying, "Oh my gosh, she was so sweet," or "Oh, her, bless her and her kids." Like, no, don't hate. Still hate me. Don't.
Yes, keep that same energy.
Yes,
Yes.
miss me with the fake love. Do not do that. So I think they're just keeping the same energy. Because I mean, in all honesty, if someone like Donald Trump died today, um, black people not gonna be like, oh wow, prayers up for that guy. We just not, like, it's most of us not. I'm not gonna say all Black people, but most Black people are not gonna say, oh, sending prayers out to the family, because we know that he wasn't really standing for us. So if we know he's not really rocking for us for real, we're not gonna be like prayers for him. Um,
Agreed.
yeah. So yeah, I think it's the same as, and it's going a little far fetched, because I wouldn't say Kevin Samuels was our abuser, but even if you were like abused by somebody and then you find out later that they passed away, they had a heart attack or something, you're more than likely you're not going to be sad about that. It's just not. And I think we have to be realistic in thinking and kind of understanding everybody's points of view. If women are feeling attacked by a man, it's just weird to expect. I think people expect for women to be so forgiving and open arms and nurturing and everything to everybody. And I think that's the problem with society. They expect us to be nurturing even when we're being done wrong or mistreated. And I don't really like that.
Yeah, I don't like it either. It's like, and
Mhm.
also, I really think that it shows how small-minded people are, because it's like they find one wrong thing with somebody and they just run with it. Now, did I agree with all of his views? No, but I'm not
Mhm.
going to sit here and say everybody need to be doing happy dances about it.
Right.
And for the fellas, I will say some of y'all have really just taken this too damn far, because I saw some man getting tatted. I'm like, is you that serious, bro?
Oh God.
Because if he had your ass on his show, he would rip your ass apart. Come on now. I saw
Oh
that. I'm
God.
like, you really feeling that way about him? But I bet your ass wouldn't sign up to go on his show, because what y'all don't realize was he was going in on the men just as bad.
Mhm. Right.
They really had this man tatted on him. I'm like,
Tatted.
yes, I can't make it up. I saw
That's so
something.
sad.
He had this man tatted. I cannot make this up. I'm like, are you serious?
Come
I saw it on
on.
Twitter one day. I'm like, y'all act like this man was some kind of hero or something.
Right.
I'm just like, you know what? I'm just like, but what separates him from y'all is he doesn't give a fuck about what people say. Y'all give a fuck,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Man.
Because y'all these are y'all don't want to step up to and speak up for, but
Yeah.
somebody who ain't afraid of them speaks up for them. Now y'all want to ride the wave and get behind them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I don't like people who do that at all. Will stand behind someone else delivering a message like, oh, well, he said it. He said it. Instead of saying, listen, this is my view and this is how I feel, they're standing behind someone else's messages. Uh, and it's just fake. I can't even describe it fully, but instead of taking the full, um, uh, what would it be? Retaliation for it. So
Mhm.
it's like they didn't say it completely, but oh, I'm just posting this because he said it, and then they'll wait to see who agrees with what type of thing. But that you really feel that way, so just deliver the message yourself.
Exactly. And
Hmm.
and honestly, I will say thank God for podcasts because you find that people, the same people that you feel like don't agree with you, you find yourself they agree with you, you know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
also you find that there are some people who aren't assholes who actually give a damn about what us brothers think, you know what I'm saying? So it's like
Right.
it is what it is, but you can't be right behind somebody. No, you feel some type of way, speak up and stand on it, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And damn if they like it and damn if they don't, because for every person that's hating on you about it, I guarantee there's someone that'll be showing love to you.
Absolutely. Yep. Very, very true.
So people stand in your truth, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Because if you do look at that man's life, he overcame a lot. But I know
Mhm.
to some he did come off as a demon and y'all ain't gonna do the research. So I get both
Yeah.
ends of it. I understand both ends of it.
Yeah, and honestly, going back to that of what he overcame, I didn't find out those things until his passing. So it did make me look at him differently because of that. I wasn't one of the ones cheering. So but again, I just go back to Black people, we don't take anything seriously. Like it's you see it all the time on social media.
Mhm. I
It's
think
like,
the
come on,
only
y'all.
Yeah. One thing I think black people take on time they take seriously is how much they getting paid, what time
Yep.
you all gonna be at some place, and
Yes.
showing up on color people time. They'll probably the only thing.
Right.
And also the fourth thing is we take cooking seriously because
Yeah,
I
who
be
made the
seeing y'all
potato
asses.
salad?
I be seeing y'all asses on TikTok be judging the hell out of people when they cooking.
Listen, I'm one of those that be judging. I'm like,
I do too. I'm guilty of it too.
what they doing? Like, they just gonna use salt and pepper. That's it.
I be looking at their season. I'm like, that's how you use it.
Right. A
God damn.
pinch of this.
A pinch of that. I'm like, oh damn.
Oh God.
This shit
Yes.
looks like, man. I remember one time somebody threw some chicken on the grill. I'm like, you put some unseasoned chicken on the damn
Right.
grill.
No soul at all. Like it's
No
just
soul at all. I'm like, damn, where the season at, bro? And then the motherfucker replied to me and said, "Oh, I grilled them off already." I'm like, you grilled them off. I'm judging the fuck out of your ass. So there are some things we take seriously, but in all seriousness, we need to take some more things seriously. And
Yeah.
also, since May is Mental Health Month, we need to take our mental health seriously because
Yes.
too many of us are dying, and now I'm seeing too many stories of people taking their life because shit is just getting ridiculous. I saw
Yeah.
the cheerleader at a HBCU post a long message for taking her off. I'm like, damn,
Hmm.
you at a college, you got your whole life ahead of you, man. I'm like, so we need to know what to laugh and joke about.
Hmm. Yeah, and it's sad. Speaking of that, I don't know if that was the one who said that she felt like a failure, like she was failing some of her classes. If that's the same one, because I can't remember the young lady's names, but she said that she had been thinking about it for a long time in this message, and she finally is going to go through with it. Um, but it's sad because I feel like we really need to pay attention to our people. It can't just be, how are you doing okay? And then I say, yeah, because of course, naturally, no one is going to be like, listen, I'm depressed out of this world, this, and this. We got to really pay attention to stuff and don't let people get too completely isolated from you and stuff. I'm always doing like check-ins on my friends. And I am one who likes to be kind of like to myself. Like I go out, but I'm usually by myself when I'm going out and doing stuff.
Mhm.
So I have to be intentional with my relationships and any type of friendship I have with making sure everybody is okay. um and even if it's like one on one, like, okay, let's go grab a drink together and kind of talk to them to see what's going on. Because it's easy to get carried away with life and not pay attention to other people and what they have going on, because you're juggling a lot of stuff as well. So keep it's it's important to keep yourself together, and so that you can also be um, better to other people. Like
Yes,
it's
you have to.
Yep. Make sure
And
your
also,
cup is full first. And
oh,
then, yeah. Hmm.
yeah, obviously you gotta take care of yourself first, and also you gotta check in with people as well. And listen,
Hmm.
people, ladies and gentlemen, I don't care if you get into a relationship with somebody. You cannot let that relationship be the reason you don't check in with somebody.
Oh
You
my
cannot,
God,
you
yes.
cannot be so trying to let this person be up your ass that you can't go check in with somebody. You can't go
I
hang out with
hate
somebody.
that.
And in my mind, I start losing respect for people like that.
Me
I'm like,
too.
it's
I've
like you
I've
so
cut
caught
off
up in this
friendships.
relationship and you so caring about what this person thinks that you're not gonna go check in on people. Nah.
Hmm. You can't do that. As First off, it sends the wrong message for the person you're in a relationship with. It lets them think that you really just don't hang out with anybody, or you really don't have any friends. So let's say you're with them for a year or two, and then finally you're like, oh damn, I haven't checked on my friends. This person gonna be looking at you crazy, like, I didn't know you had friends. Like, where did that person come from? They're gonna think these are brand new people and they were your friends for years. But that is my pet peeve. That's one of my pet peeves. I can't stand someone that gets in a relationship and forget that they have friends. Like, I'm not saying you're supposed to be out in somebody's club at crazy times of the hour with your friends, but you definitely still need to nurture those friendships.
Listen, if you're in a relationship with a person who does not allow you to nurture those relationships, then you are in the wrong relationship. If you
Red
are in a
flag.
relationship with somebody who thinks of people as toxic, but they don't even know shit about them, you're in the wrong relationship.
I had a friend like that a long, long time ago. Her boyfriend convinced her that she didn't talk to me for like 2.5 years. I thought something was wrong with her. I kept calling her, texting her, like, please tell me you're alive. Come to find out, when she finally reached out to me, she had the same number. She finally reached out to me and she was like, girl, I'm so sorry. Um, Such and such told me that you were toxic and that I don't need to. And that not only that, I was toxic and I was a hoe, but I was a faithful married woman at the time. So, and that I needed to, that she shouldn't hang out with me. So she listened to him. Come to find out, he was beating on her and everything.
Hmm.
And but I felt sorry for her for that, but I felt so different about her, because it was like we had a friendship like way before he came along. So I like you said, I lost all respect for her, and I told her like I appreciate her reaching out, but she was trying to like meet up for lunch, and I was like, I can't even do it, because to know now that someone could have easily talked you out of even communicating with me, and you saw all of those messages of me worried, hey, can you please tell me you're alive, and you just didn't say nothing, that's a real problem for me. So I had
Mm.
to cut her off.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that as well because we all deal with that. And I'm just like, you know what? Well, you gonna have your friends before that relationship comes around, and it's like, and a real one in a relationship will be like, hey, go do you, just make it back safe.
Yeah. Yep. I know I'm that way. Like, no, go please hang out with your friends. Please do not be up under me all the time. So I need to breathe sometimes too. Like, even if it's just me having quiet time to myself. Like, I'm gonna think a guy is weird if he tells me, "Oh, I don't have no friends." Like, you don't have one? Not one friend. Okay. Now we need to look into your character then, because how do you not have one friend? Like,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Now I ain't gonna lie. I'm guilty of not having, but see, most of my friends are out of town, so
See, but you got friends. Like, so when somebody say, now I understand that because I was in the military. So some my friends are scattered too. And that's why I'm usually solo. And the friends I have here in Atlanta, we all have like crazy busy schedules. So trying to get together where everybody's schedule jails is like a miracle. So
yeah.
yeah, I get that. Um but when someone, I don't know if you've seen this before on social media, where people say like, oh, if she doesn't have any friends, she a keeper or something like that. Like, if she a homebody and she don't have no friends, like that's wifey material. Like, what? What
Now
kind of
that listen, now from talking to married couples and stuff that's been together for like 20 plus years, they even said you got to have a life outside of that marriage and stuff. You got to have a life outside of that partner. You got to be able to do things without that partner for the relationship to work. Because if it don't, it becomes a toxic relationship because you guys
Yes.
are always up under each other.
Yeah. Yeah. It turns into codependency, really.
Yeah, it does, and people don't
Mm-hmm.
want to call it that, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, thank you for your service. We're coming up on Memorial Day, so I thank you for your service. Glad
Thank
you made it
you.
home safely. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you were able to make it home. Probably surprise the family.
Yeah.
So
Thank
thank you for
you.
your service. Okay, moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, this is Liquor Talk. If you don't know, now you know. Pull up that drink if you haven't done so already. We're gonna get into why do people get into relationships? Actually, why do people not heal at the relationships? Because I noticed on your platform you talk about healing a lot and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll get into why people don't be healing and signs people need to heal. Like, first of all, why do you
Yeah.
think people jump from relationship to relationship without really healing? I'm like, are you that
Yes.
with being up under somebody that you're not going to take time to heal?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They are. I talk about this a lot too. So I'm glad that you brought this up. I think it's extremely vital to heal after every relationship that ends. Even if it's just a friendship. If you and your best friend are no longer friends anymore, something happened, it's time to self-reflect. It's always time. I know no one wants to think that they're wrong about anything, but even if you were not at fault, it's an opportunity to grow. So I think evaluating what happened, what things you may have done to have a play in those turn of events, um, and even like what you could have done to prevent everything altogether. And sometimes people will realize if they just listen to their gut feeling about somebody, that they wouldn't even been in that situation. So sometimes that's just the lesson that you need to learn how to trust yourself more. Um, I think it's different reasons that people are jumping in and out of relationships. Like, I think that's messy, but at the same time, it's running from self sometimes. Like, they don't want to be alone with themselves. I see it even when I go out to eat by myself. Some people will be like, "Oh my God, you went out to eat by yourself, or you went and watched a movie by yourself." Like, they're so appalled. Like, how can you just spend time alone? So it's like, it's me. I love me. But if you take time to really get to know yourself and love yourself, that wouldn't bother you. You wouldn't be shocked at somebody spending time by themselves. Um, Another time, a subject that I don't want to get too deep into, but if it's a narcissist that is going into a relationship, they always start a relationship before the other one ends. So they will constantly always have somebody,
Mm.
whether it's publicly or in private, they are going to have someone. They never like to spend time by themselves. So the truth be told is narcissists really don't like themselves. They just kind of feed off of other people's energy. Like that's they call it the source. Um, their source is always external. They don't have like a self-esteem. Their esteem comes from other people. So they need to be loved and fed compliments and all this attention and all of that stuff. So they will always be the ones that you're like, oh, this person's never single. Like, or those who have codependency issues where they need to feel wanted by people. And so they're not necessarily the narcissist, but they tend to attract the narcissist a lot of times because they want to be needed. So the narcissist need them, and they need to be needed to be filled or whatever. So it's kind of like a great pairing for like a disaster, really. But um, and then I'm trying to see what else. Just the, oh, I don't want to be lonely type of thing. Um, but if you truly loved yourself, that wouldn't be a problem, like the whole loneliness thing, because you're gonna attract what you're gonna attract once you actually take the time to work on self. um it's a lot of people, and I know in Atlanta, I always joke around that nobody's soulmate is in Atlanta, because I mean it's it's a lot of people out here just because of the ratio of women to men. um they they tend to play a lot of games. So I get a lot of women that um they are just like, oh well, I need to hurry up and snatch this person up because they want me right now. But you can't be like that. You have to take time to really love yourself, because you'll attract a higher level of love when you're like that.
Agreed, agreed.
Hmm.
And also, you gotta give yourself time to heal because you don't want to bleed out on somebody. You don't want to take out your
No.
frustration on somebody, and also, you don't want to settle for the wrong person trying while you trying to heal. And I'm like,
Yeah.
because I see that a lot with people. I can tell like you didn't settle with you settling for this person, like men
Yeah.
or women. I see that a lot. You just don't want to be single, and you want to settle this person. Honestly, I got to the point of I just don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
No.
It's like I'm single by myself. I'm like, look, until somebody convinces me differently, it is what it
Hmm.
is. Because it's just like you realize that the dating pool is trash, but that's another conversation for another day.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Hey, listen,
Yeah.
listen. So I feel you on wanting to leave because I realize that in podcasting, the dating pool is trash for everybody.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. Um, I now see me, I'll date, and then after somebody show me like some red flags, I'm like, like, and then I'll just go into my little cocoon and not want to deal with anybody for a minute. And then I'll say, okay, let me put my toe back in the water. Then that person to do something crazy, like, oh no, cocoon. so so I haven't been like actively like dating, like where I know some people, they're like, oh man, I'm going on dates every week and it's nothing. Like, I don't have that experience. So
Yeah, I
yeah, I'm
ain't got
not really.
patience either, so don't feel
Yeah. So I think I would have been checked out if I'm going on dates that much, and just it's trash after trash. But so I can't say that I'm just dating so much and it's horrible. But the times that I have, it's like, this is garbage.
Yeah, I feel you on that. And then also the times, unfortunately, the times I've dealt with people that feel like I'm too good to be true. I'm like, well, if I'm too good to be true, that's the part where you might want to jump
Yeah,
on somebody and pounce while the iron is hot.
right. Why have I went through that too? And I even asked some male friends about that. Like, why would someone say that? Like, that's the excuse they kind of sabotage. And it's like, well, sometimes dudes just don't feel like they're good enough for you, or they're ready for you, or whatever. You could be intimidating them. And I'm not going to water myself down and act like I'm not who I am. Like, so I'm like, okay, well, the person is supposed to come along and get this goodness. They will come along eventually. But I'm not going to act like I'm nothing. I had someone that I dated that was like, it was weird that I didn't like to argue. Like, they were waiting for me to like call them names or want to fight them and stuff, and I'm like, why would I do that? Like, so it's like, well, because I'm just used to girls doing that, like, um, girls like trying to cut them and stuff like that. Like, why? Wait a minute, why would I want to do?
What does that have to do with this person dealt with?
Right? That's what I was like, what? And then why are you waiting for me to do that? And then basically was like he felt better going back to a toxic ex, because to him that was love. Like, that meant that that person really loved him, because they want to key the car, or fight him, or anything, like get him robbed, stuff
You
like that.
know, no, I think hearing that, I feel like that man don't love himself, and that man needs some
Absolutely.
serious healing, and that man don't love himself because you gotta love yourself to be like, no,
Yeah,
that's not okay. I'm not going to accept that from nobody. You know what I'm saying? And
exactly.
if somebody's not giving off that vibe, that might be the person is for me. So
Mhm.
you need to heal, ladies and gentlemen. You can't be so used to toxic behavior to where someone shows you different, it's the end of the world. No, you need to embrace that person. That's the
Yep.
sign your ass haven't healed.
And that's what I told him. I was like, "You sound like you need to do some healing," and he acknowledged that, but it was so deeply rooted. I guess that wasn't sitting well with him. It was disturbing him. Like, it's like, "Oh, you're so positive. Here you go with your positivity." Like, that was like a complaint for real. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't know how else to be. Here I go with my positivity. Yeah, that's who I am.
I'm like, damn, like you need that positivity. You having a rough day. Here comes this beautiful woman to tell you, hey, everything gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? You need that
Mhm.
positivity. And that's
Right.
definitely a sign that you haven't healed. But it's like I just don't get like, why won't people just take time to heal? Like, it's like you gotta be okay with yourself. You gotta take
Yeah.
time to heal, take time for you. It's crazy.
Mhm. Yeah, I really I can't tell you like the one reason why. Like I said, it's different layers to it. I know that relationships would be so much better, and the world would be a better place if we did that with every time we disconnected from someone, took a moment with ourselves, and really got to know ourselves and grow to love ourselves, because you wouldn't keep jumping back into the same identical relationships. So that's what ends up happening, where you basically are with another person, who or a different person, but or a different name in the same person at the same time. So it's like, oh, okay, I thought I was just with you. You just got a different name. Like,
You
so
just got a different name, a different form. You just took a different shape.
that's it. Yep. So yeah, it's very, very important for us um to take time to heal and know that your time is gonna come. Like, it's not, I think maybe some people are just fearful, if they don't act on something right now, they'll lose the person they're supposed to be with, or something like that. But like you said, it's usually like a settling type of situation. They're not even with someone that's treating them like amazing or something. Like, and then you end up bringing all of that garbage into your relationship. It has no chance of thriving. really, if you still have all of this junk on you that you need to heal from.
Yes, people need to understand that. And also, you gotta realize your partner doesn't always want to be your therapist either. They don't want to hear
Oh,
every little
yes.
thing. I'm like, listen, you can tell some things, but then there's some things you just gotta, because I notice this about people. They will use their because they got hurt like this or hurt like that to justify their actions about why
Yep.
they're doing like that. And that's just
Hmm.
something I don't agree with. You just
It's
need to take
not
time to
good.
heal, and you just gotta accept who you are that you fucked up.
Yep. Yeah, that is not an excuse at all. You cannot go around hurting people because someone hurt you. Like that's not a good excuse. Um, I've said that in some toxic relationships that I've been in. Actually, I found myself saying that all the time. Like, hey, I've actually been hurt too, but you don't see me hurting you. Like I need you not to do this to me and then say, well, because such and such hurt me. I'm not that person. Like, please stop doing that.
Please do. And I say the same thing about women. Like, look, I'm not that one, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the one that did you wrong, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the one that cheated on you. I'm not the one that
Yeah.
did this, did that. I'm damn sure not your fucking baby daddy now. Come on.
Right.
If that's
Right.
the route you choose to go.
Right.
And it's just
Oh,
it's a lot, and it's just a lot of healing that needs to happen. And also, people, you gotta get selfish to the ones out there. You ain't gotta take that shit from people because
no,
there's plenty of people out here.
it is. Absolutely.
Yes, and like I said, I tell myself that all the time. There's plenty of people out here. Where they at though, but who knows?
What are you at though?
Oh man. But ladies and gentlemen, this is Liquor Talk. The more you drink, the better we sound. I want to thank you, Enchantress. We about to wrap it up real soon. So next week, I'm doing an episode for the fellas with my fellas and stuff. So like I like to ask every lady, what is something you want to ask the men? There's gonna be like 4 black men on. So what's something
Oh,
you want to ask the men?
oh, this is a good one. Hold on, let's see. Oh, I'm gonna have to make sure I tune into this one. Um, hmm. Why, and this is not for not all men do this, but why self-sabotage when it seems like you found something good?
Oh, that's a good topic.
Hmm.
Yeah, listen. That's a good topic. That's definitely a good topic. Listen, and honestly, I can ask women the same thing to be honest with you, because it's
Yeah.
like, God damn, I'm like, damn, you want to self sabotage me because, but it goes back to, but have you really healed over that ex? That ex
Yeah.
can call you out of nowhere and be like, hey, I miss you. Ex could have a whole nother woman, be like
Hmm.
Kanye West have a whole nother woman who's probably better, but yet I still miss you.
Yep.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I wonder that too. I can ask the fellas for that from a man's point of view because it's like, excuse me, I ain't trying to do that shit if I find something good. If I find
No.
something good, it's like, hey, we take it to the bank. But some
Yeah.
men they do that.
Yep.
I
I,
don't know why men do that, but I'm gonna discuss this with the fellas and see
okay.
what they think. So what
I
do you got
can't
planned
wait.
for the rest of 2022?
Oh, goodness. Well, of course, the move. I'm going to be doing some healing retreats where I do meet up with women, and we have like a group of 20, and we just go over the conversation of healing and go through exercises on how to heal, what they need to do. Um, I'm going to be doing my motivational speaking. I actually have a women's conference that I'm speaking at in July. I don't have the exact date yet, but it will be in Atlanta. Um, let's see. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, I'm opening up. This will be a virtual academy for women who are really serious about their healing journey. Enchanted Soul University, where um, I'm going to be sharing all of my gems and everything, and having courses available for women to go through their healing journey. So, and then of course, continuing with Enchanted Soul Radio and just looking to take it to new heights.
That's real. That's real. Now, I actually got two questions for you before we get out of here. Now,
Okay.
what's the healing tip you got for the man? What's some gems you want to drop on the fellas based on the ones you've dealt with and the ones you talk to on a regular basis?
Yes, definitely. Like number one is to invest in therapy. You you will pop bottles at the club. I know in Atlanta, at least that's what they do. They spend $500 to $1,000 on a section. But yeah, so um a therapist does not cost that much. Your session will not cost $500, I promise you. So just put that into your budget, like getting therapy to heal from those things that you need to heal from. Because I found that a lot of men don't realize that they've had mommy issues this whole time, or like they were like resentful towards their mother for something, and it may have been something that they didn't even that like they thought their mom kept them from something. Like I knew someone who resented their mother because she worked like multiple jobs and they had to come home and do their homework and everything, but he was still a grown man resenting that, which was weird because when you get older, you understand adults. Like his mom was a single mom. His dad didn't pay child support. His dad was barely around. So she had to go into survivor mode to work all of these jobs and needed her kids to come home and make their meals. Like she was taking the food out, but hey, you got to make your meal and all of this. But he was like almost 40 and still
Damn,
pissed.
almost
Yeah,
40.
uh-huh. Still pissed at his mom about having to do stuff in middle school. Like, and I thought that was weird, but yeah, it's different stuff like that. Or, I'm gonna talk about this on my show in a few weeks, but men who go through like being molested and they think that they actually were not molested. Like I see them treat women the worst. Like because and what I mean by that is like maybe you were 16 and you were dating a woman that was 30 and you thought you was the man or whatever. But that was really statutory rape. You were not you were a minor.
Yeah,
And
that is fun. It's so funny you say that because it's like it's so many different between women and men. It's like women,
Mhm.
it's like yeah, you were hurt, but as men, you see that as a badge of honor in
Right.
your hood and stuff. You like, oh, you bagged her at 32. You a good young fella. So
Yeah, yeah. But still, it's still the same way. That woman was a monster who manipulated you and really molded you into whatever she wanted you to be at the time. You were just a plaything. And I don't think men, the ego side of them does not want to believe that. They want to believe that they had so much gain that they pulled this person or whatever, that they they overshadow all of the other men that were her age, and she just was dying to be with you when you were 15 or 16 or whatever. Um, so I feel like men have to be honest about that. Like, and I feel like they run from that. But like I said, the men who I know who've experienced that, they typically are very much misogynistic and treat women really poorly. So I think that goes hand in hand with, even though on the surface they're saying they feel like they was the man, there is some deep rooted stuff inside how that affected them.
there is, and
Hmm.
as a man, here you said I definitely agree because I didn't learn that until I got older and got to college and realized, damn, that woman just played the fuck out of you if that happened. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Didn't happen to me, but it's like if it happened to
Yeah.
you, that's definitely not a badge of honor because you know what I'm saying that
No.
woman may have fucked up your views on men and stuff. So I see why women who have been molested and stuff why they act the way they do. It's like it's no
Yeah.
justification, but just goes back to you need to go to therapy for all that stuff.
Yep.
But lastly, I'll get you out of here on this. Why do people need to subscribe to Enchantress Soul Radio?
Why they need to subscribe? Well, first off, I'm just amazing. But outside of that, if you are really looking for a platform where you can focus on topics that some people are scared to talk about, and you want to hear like a real perspective on it and point of view and how we can heal from it, because I end every show with what I call the remedy. So I'm a huge believer of not just putting out problems and saying, oh, this is a problem, this is a problem, this is a problem. After I do all of that, I'm always going to end with what I think the solutions should be for that, because essentially I want to have us heal for the culture. So, this is all for our people to grow and heal and become better people. So that is why Enchanted Soul Radio even exists in the first place. So if you're looking for a place where you can heal and grow and talk about real stuff, and I'm only talking about things I have experience with, which is a lot. So, but you're never going to just hear me talking about a topic that I know nothing about. It's always going to be, I'm going to share my personal stories and be vulnerable with you at the same time while we go ahead and map out our healing journey.
That's real. Okay, now I got a bonus question for you. Give you a taste of your podcast. What do you think is the solution for people who get into relationships constantly without taking time to heal?
Whew. The first thing I would say, and this is drastic, but I think they should get out of the relationship that they're in, just to be fair to the person that they're with. But if you must stay in the relationship, I think it's important to have a conversation with your mate and let them know, listen, I haven't taken time to heal like I was supposed to, and I'm going to need a little bit of time to myself. And I'm not saying like a break, unless that's what you think you have to do, but it'll be some hours out of the week that I'm going to have to dedicate to my healing. And you go off and do your therapy or speak with your spiritual counselor or what have you. If you're a church going person, to your pastor, I would always recommend someone who is a mental health specialist, as opposed to religion. But if that is your thing, then that's your thing. But really like talk it out and be intentional, but um be big on communication with the person that you're with, so they don't think like, oh, this person being standoffish or they changed and all of this. If they can't support your healing journey, then that person is not for you. If they're like, oh, well, I just want to have time with you, da da da, that's not the person for you. Don't neglect yourself and say, oh, well, no, baby, I'm here, and forget yourself. Put yourself first. And if that person supports, then that's wonderful. If they don't, go ahead and let them go and go about their business.
That's real. That's real. I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for reaching out. I want to thank you for blessing the Liquor Talk with your presence. And whenever you're ready to have me on, remember I might be in Florida, but I'm just one DM away. I'm ready to make it happen. So whenever you're ready,
Absolutely.
you just let me know. I appreciate you for coming on tonight.
Oh, no problem at all. Thank you. And I can't wait to have you on the show. I'm hoping that will be very, very soon.
Yes, it will be. I guarantee it. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you, the subscriber, and thank you, the listener. You guys are the reason we keep going with Liquor Talk. If you got any questions, any comments, anything you want us to talk about, be sure to follow us on Liquor Talk Podcast or email us at bjentertainment.com. Remember, for the Enchantress, for myself, until next time, we out this thing. Good night, y'all. Good night.